Hey everyone, Garland Colson, Captain Time here. Today I want to talk about 25 tasks you should delegate today. So what kinds of tasks should you delegate? You should be delegating routine tasks, tasks that others can do better than you, or ones that other people can do just as well. And really any task that keeps you from doing the key things that only you can do. So an example of this is if you're the owner of a company, you need to be focusing on the top level planning and vision and client connections rather than the detailed day-to-day work of the company. So first one I want to talk about is scheduling. There's a lot of logistics around scheduling. It's very time consuming, can be very complex. So there's a real benefit to having somebody else do this for you. There's another huge benefit to having somebody else manage your schedule, in that you're creating a gatekeeper so that people may not be bothering you as frivolously if they know they have to justify to the gatekeeper why they need to see you at that time. And it just keeps, it makes better use of your time when somebody else is managing that for you, because in some cases that gatekeeper might be able to answer the questions or get the information to people, and then you didn't even have to have the meeting at all. So give some thought to having your scheduling handled by somebody else. General admin tasks, filing, expense forms, providing information, notes and minutes, photocopying, out of office errands, anything that's kind of administrative, not the best use of your time. Have somebody else take care of that for you. Your travel planning, if somebody else finds you the best rates on the travel, the right hotels, and everything else to make sure that your trip goes great. In addition to having people as a gatekeeper for your schedule, it's also a great idea to have people screening your telephone. Screening your calls makes you look more professional, and in many cases your screener might be able to help the person and get them the information right away instead of them having to wait for you to call them back. And that saves you time if a more junior staff member is able to get the client the help they needed. Similarly, think of having somebody screen your emails. They can sort your email by priority, filter all the emails that are just reading into a reading folder, and again, they can answer simple requests for info so that you don't have to waste your time replying to it. Number 6, customer service. Having a bright, cheerful person who has the dedicated time and focus to help clients makes a lot of sense, rather than having the harried, overworked, overwhelmed boss trying to, right, I'll get you that. It just doesn't make sense. It makes far more sense to have a dedicated person who's got the time to give the customer the help they deserve. Bookkeeping, data entry. So data entry is a really important one. It's not something you should be wasting your time doing. A junior staff member can do this really easily. This falls under those admin tasks. So pass it on. Get somebody else to be doing this for you. So bookkeeping, very time consuming. You're probably not a professional bookkeeper, so a professional bookkeeper will catch errors you might miss. Even if you are a professional bookkeeper, maybe you own your own accounting firm, you should not be doing the accounting for your clients. You're the owner of the firm. You're the person building the relationships, landing the new clients. You should be having your junior staff take care of that detail work. Invoicing and accounts receivable, related to the bookkeeping, of course. But again, it's detail work, better handled by people who are good at detail work and who have the time to focus on it. In many cases, too, it's easier for someone following up on accounts receivable. It's easier for your junior staff person to just ask about payments rather than the salesperson, for example, who's got the client relationship and they feel kind of bad asking for money. But your junior staff can happily, we sent you this invoice, 3 weeks ago and it was due yesterday. We noticed it hasn't been paid, so we're just touching base. So it's a junior staff member can get away with it and not feel as concerned about it as somebody who's got a vested interest in the client would. Internet research. The internet is a rabbit hole, and once you go down, you may never get out. So get somebody else to do the research for you and give you a report on the best options for whatever you're looking at. If you don't have anybody in-house, consider outsourcing this kind of research to get somebody else to do it. Marketing task. Marketing is huge in most companies, and it's really important to have done. It's lots of detailed tasks. So there's content development, social media, search engine optimization, email marketing campaigns, and tons of other things. So you likely aren't an expert in all of these, so hire someone who is an expert. If you are an expert in all these areas, then train somebody else to do it. Once again, you should not be doing it. These are detail tasks that take you away from the important top-level thinking you need to be doing. Graphic design, I'm always happy to outsource graphic design because my graphic design skills suck. But even if you are a graphic designer with your own business, again, you should not be doing any more graphic design because your team should be doing it while you focus on the higher end connections. Website updates, uploading new content, updating information. This is very general stuff. Can be done by a junior office staff or a virtual assistant or somebody you outsource to. Content development, key to keep your website and your social media fresh, have lots of new things to follow, attract new people, and keep your existing followers and clients interested. Really important to take care of. But again, you may not be the best person to do this. If a lot of the information's in your head, you can get it out by recording it, by talking about it, by getting people to videotape you, and then get them to turn that into online content. Proposal writing is something we can take a lot of time doing, and again, it's detail work. Hire a writer, a good writer to put your proposals together. Considering creating your proposals in modules so you can assemble proposals based off prior proposals, and it makes them go a lot quicker the next time. Human resources, recruiting, hiring, benefits management, usually not a central focus for a top-level manager unless you are the human resources manager. So in most cases, you should be hiring people to take care of the details on this for you. Programming, once again, you want to hire people for programming and automation and those kinds of things. And again, if you are a programmer who runs your own business, you probably should not be doing the programming. You should be checking other people's programming because you need to have that long-term vision thing going. Process documentation and checklists. So whenever I start a new task, I always start by creating a checklist because that will help me in future and helps me train other people. So now I have my virtual assistant taking over the task from my checklist, and if it's a new task, I have my virtual assistant create new checklists as well. I document processes in places like OneNote and Notion, and I use Loom, which is a video capture, to capture what I'm doing online, and then I save those so my virtual assistants can follow them in future. Filing and organizing. If anything should be delegated to somebody else, filing is one of them. Get somebody else to manage your filing, organization of your office. Get them to come in every couple of days and do filing, maybe once a week to clean up your office, and just get this off your plate. It's not the best use of your time. Having a big pile of filing you think you'll get to someday is just not worth it. Social media updates. Again, you want to be fresh, new stuff happening on a regular basis. So hire somebody who's got a bright, cheery social media voice. Get them to create a series of pre-scheduled messages that you approve first before they go out. You don't want to have stuff going out that sounds like, is embarrassing to the company and like many political figures are doing right now. Blog updates, updating your blog, new information, writing articles. Again, this is something really good to pass off to other people, good writers who have a good voice, who can provide that interesting information. Birthday and anniversary reminders. Don't want to get in trouble for forgetting your anniversary or someone's birthday. Again, have someone drop this into a calendar for you so they come up automatically and that you never have to worry about it again. And that will lead to somebody taking care of personal errands for you. Again, for birthdays and anniversaries, you can hire a personal shopper. Tell them what kinds of things you're thinking of, have them go out and find some options, and have them contact you. We're all reliant on computers nowadays, but sometimes they just don't work like they're supposed to. So don't waste more than 10 to 20 minutes trying to troubleshoot something yourself. get an expert to work on it. They've got troubleshooting tools, experiences, and approaches you don't. So it's not really a good use of your time. Work on a secondary computer or your laptop or even your smartphone. You'll get more done by working on your smartphone, even though the screen's small, if your desktop's not working, and having the tech work on your desktop instead of you trying to troubleshoot it yourself. 25, event planning. Tons of work involved in event planning. Get somebody in your office to do it if you've got somebody really good at that, or hire an expert because it's a big job and you don't want to be tied up doing this. Certainly you can approve their plans, have them submit their plans or ideas to you, but you don't want to be the person organizing it. So that's our 25 tasks you can delegate today. Not all of them might apply to you, but hopefully you found a number of them in there that you can start delegating. If you've got no one to delegate to, start thinking, well, should I hire a full-time staff member? Should I hire a virtual assistant, or should I outsource? If you're in between where you're not ready to hire more staff yet, a virtual assistant or outsourcing some of this work to freelancers is a great interim step. They only cost you money for the tasks they're doing. If you don't have any tasks for them at that time, then you're not paying them. So it's a great way to bridge that gap between being ready to hire a bunch of staff or running solo and those kinds of things. And as always, if you need more help, I'm happy to help with coaching, group training, online courses. You can visit Captain Time for more options. Thanks for listening. Please hit the like and subscribe button and let me know what you think in the comments.